Listen up, angels. People see you as the main character, but do you see yourself that way? That's really the only thing that matters. It's the most important thing, whether or not you see yourself as the main character. So, is something stopping you from seeing you as the main character? Hmm? This message is for my women, for the divine masculines, and the chosen ones who resonate with this and my vibe and my frequency. I want to see what the hell I'm talking about. Okay. So I'm getting the feeling that you might not be seeing yourself as the main character, even though other people are seeing you that way. You might be like, um, oh, you know, what do I look like? What do I look like to other people? Let me tell you, you look really, really cool. You look like the protagonist. You look like the main character. You look like you are driving the plot. You know, when a movie starts and, the title, whatever goes by, and then like it opens on like a city scene and like the camera starts like closing in kind of, and everyone sort of looks the same. And you're like, oh, who is it? Like, and then suddenly either the person, like, I don't know, something about them is different. They have tattoos, maybe. They just have some sort of an aura about them that signals to everyone else, this is the main character. This is who my eyes are drawn to. This is the person who is driving the plot. And that's you. And so maybe you might experience people staring at you. You just like walk into a place and everyone like turns to look at you. And like maybe someone takes off their sunglasses to behold you. It's just because you're the main character. And it can be a little jarring sometimes when like the attention is all on you all of a sudden. It's like, whoa. Because maybe you're not seeing yourself as the main character. So you don't realize the effect you have on people. When you go out in the world and you're just being you, something about it is just like, whoa, something's different about Earth Angel. They're like, that you might have gotten this, like people like think you're a movie star. So just however you present signals to everyone else that the main character has arrived. And I feel like the people that you get along with best are surprisingly also main characters. And so what comes up when you know, think of like, oh, someone, they think they're the main character. We think of it as a derisive thing, right? As like something you don't want to be. You like judge maybe other people who are, what comes to your mind? They're drawing attention to themselves somehow. They are being like, I want this, or get me this thing, or do you know who I am? And something comes up in you and you're like, oh, that person's like being the main character. But listen, okay, some people are just the main character. It's a very necessary role in the movie, in the story. The protagonist, come on. And, you know, you might feel like maybe this isn't what's going on. It's not a movie. Everyone is just, oh, everyone always treats you this way. It sounds like you're in like a Cinderella type story. You have the option to choose what type of movie you are the main character of. It can be a Cinderella story. And so your backstory, people always mistreating you and counting you out and, thinking whatever about you, thinking you're only going to rise so far, you're only good for this whole time, you Cinderella. You could tell yourself you're in one of those like kind of like real like intellectual, quiet, like not a lot of talking, not a lot of dialogue, or an excessive amount of dialogue, of just like very mundane day in the life, kind of a, bittersweet kind of this person has these dreams and oh, they have all these desires, but then they just choose the safe route and stay at their 9 to 5. There are movies like that. You could be the protagonist of that movie if you really want, but I don't know, it's all made up. So what do you want to be like? What do you want to be the main character of? An epic love story, a cool fairy tale, a like romance novel where you're like, the sassy heroine who gave up on men and then had to come back home to care for the family, and you run into someone who's like kind of a bad boy, but he's misunderstood. And, maybe that's the movie you're in. Maybe that's the story you're in. It's just such a fun way to navigate through life and a powerful way to navigate through life. But you will have to unlearn some of the stories you've told yourself about making yourself the protagonist, claiming that you are the main character, being like, listen, all these people are side characters in my story, And sometimes the main character is so great that we have a whole series about it. How many goddamn iterations of Wolverine do we have to see? Like, we get it. He's traumatized. He's a lumberjack or whatever. Like, I want to hear about Storm, okay? Storm is the main character, I think. She's literally like, she was homeless on the streets of Egypt, and she has the power to control lightning and wind and like the water, the elements of nature. Like, I want to see a movie about her. I want to see a series of movies about her. And maybe that's just because I'm a main character, so it's easy for me to see other main characters. So a lot of the, my closest people are, people who, without even trying, they are just, you want to look at them. They kind of act like the main character would, Everyone else in the scene, sees someone being a bully or, abusing their power or, being inappropriate in some way. The background actors, the bystanders, they do what they do. The main character, they make a scene. They stand up. They, do the thing that makes everyone like slow clap. Like that you actually do that. Such a peak experience. Another peak human experience is being vindicated. And so many of us are so terrified of being misunderstood, of being counted out, of being, not seen in our fullness, that we don't ever do the things that will make us feel that way. And so we don't ever give ourselves the opportunity to feel the peak human experience of being vindicated. Oof, of everyone counting you out and turning against you. And by the strength of your own belief in yourself and character and will, you did it. You proved everyone wrong just by being you. And now everyone's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't see Earth Angel for how they were. I counted them out. I didn't see it. Man, I feel like an idiot. And they're going to be sheepish and they're going to have their hat in hand and they're going to, I always knew you could do it. Like, okay. 'Tis the plight of the main character, okay? There are acts, so, how does the main part of how does a great book or a great movie start? We're getting to know the main character, okay? So we get to see how everyone kind of treats them, how they count them out, how, whatever treatment the main character accepts at the beginning of the movie. The rest of the movie is them trying and learning, is doing some character development, is doing some, plot development. They, we introduce the people they've known, and maybe they have an arc in their relationship where they have a misunderstanding and they have to go their separate ways. It's just part of the story. We love a story too, where that painful loss and separation happens and the, characters go on their way. And then in the nick of time, a deus ex machina, like maybe that person comes back and you're like, oh my God, I thought you were written out of the movie. Oh, I thought that character was recast. But nope, they just took on some other projects for a little while. And we love a cameo, don't we? We love like a crossover episode. That's what I think of when like certain friends hang out with me. I'm like, ooh, it's a crossover episode. Like, I love a Sakura episode. Like, I know it's gonna be like, we're gonna be like bopping around the city, like eating good food, listening to cool music, having these like crazy conversations. And that's the Sakura episode. And I know that like she goes, continues on her journeys around the world and, has her little like, I feel like I attract people who are kind of like a Tu Wong Fu. They bring a Tu Wong Fu energy to things. Great movie. What's his name? Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, John Leguizamo, Robin Williams, RuPaul for a little bit. And they just like, wherever they go, they like, I don't know, brighten up the town. They like break down in this like old kind of like podunk, kind of white trash town. And, they're these like drag queens. And so they're like, standing up for like wives who are being abused and like they're like, like little girls trying to like get a boy to notice her and like they just like come and like dress everyone up. The old lady who hasn't spoken in years, like they get her to like dress up all colorful and stuff. I feel like that's who I attract. People who like just by being there, like in Pleasantville, like you being there brings things from black and white to Technicolor. And it might not be all at one time, but like people are in your energy and then all of a sudden they start seeing things like everything's a little sharper. You make their senses grow sharper. They can notice color more. They can notice contrast. That's because you're the main character. That's what the main character does. They come on the scene and the plot moves forward. Everyone that comes into the scene is there to somehow be a part of the main character's story. And like, don't feel bad about that. That's like really awesome. People are, like, I'm trying to think of like an actor. Okay, I was talking about Wolverine. People would love to be a side character in Wolverine's story, You're still Jean Grey or like Professor X or like, another powerful mutant. So yeah, all you're supposed to do is just be the main character. Drive the plot. This song that comes to me, I don't even know it that well, but it's a Rihanna song. Baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves. Ooh. And everybody's watching her, and she's looking at you. Ooh, 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 ooh. Isn't that wild? That is how I feel like, that's when like main characters meet, It's like, man, lightning strikes every time she moves. Everyone's watching her, this woman who like lightning is striking as she moves, and she's watching you. Ooh, who must you be? Who must you be to catch the attention of a main character like that? Probably another main character. Or, maybe a supporting character to help the main character be more of the main character. And yeah, there are lots of main characters in a movie, It's not like, oh, there could only be one. No, there's lots. And like, we love, like in Ocean's 11, we love like, oh, it's all the stars. They got Julia Roberts and all the people and like that guy, Don Cheadle, and we love it. A lot of times movies can get away with not even having a good plot just because they got a bunch of cool main characters in it. And we love the main characters. And the main characters can do no wrong. Keep that in mind. If you're the main character, you can do no wrong. Think about the people who we've elevated to main character status. Even actors who play main characters, people assume that that person, the actor, is the main character that they played. So the actor kind of gets away with being a not great person simply because we've seen them in movies where they played a main character. Looking at you, Jonathan Majors. But anyway, if it can work for any of these main characters, why couldn't it work for you? And like, I hope this message helps affirm to you when you're like, oh my God, I probably look so weird, or like, I like my clothes fit strange and I just feel like, I look weird and everyone's like watching me. Like, yeah, because you're the main character. People love it. We love it. We recognize that like you're on your journey. We're happy to get to be in a chapter, to be in one scene with you. Oof. We love an iconic side character. That movie that like Viola Davis was in with like not Meryl Streep, maybe Meryl Streep. I'll say Meryl Streep. Um, it was called Doubt. It was called Doubt, okay? And it's a movie about the Catholic Church and blah blah blah. Viola Davis is in that movie for like 4 minutes, maybe. She's a side character, but like she's on the cover of the movie. She's like who we think of when we think of this thing. And she doesn't even have that much of a role in it. That's you. Oof. You might think you are a side character, but somehow you just test so well that now you're the main character. You're Steve Urkel up in this. You thought you were just supposed to be here. You were like the kind of weird, once in a while side character, like who's like a weird, quirky neighbor. Next season, the whole show is about you somehow. You're not even in the family that Family Matters is about, but you're just so lovable. You're just so, oof. Like you got that X factor. You're so funny. You're so like charming. Now I'm just thinking about Jaleel White. Like I loved him as Stefan or Cal. I just thought he was so cool and smooth and sexy. Whenever I tell Billy that, he's like, what? Like he was such a nerd. And I was like, Stefan? See, there you go. Like, so, some people might see you as, this like nerd, but like, I think many more people will see you as a heartthrob. Yeah, you got the halo effect going on. So like people are just like assuming great things about you because you're just giving off main character energy. So what does that mean for you? How do things change when you move through this week? Certain, aware, confident, just resting in the fact that you're the main character and that people are seeing you as the main character. You might even notice people like, oh, I think I'm like blocking the light of the main character. Yeah, they are. So yeah, what does the main character tolerate from their boss, from their boyfriend, from their spouse, from their family, from their neighbors? All right, I've delivered the message. Let me know what you think, okay? Like, comment, subscribe. Head on over to my website, seelikesheba.com, if you want to work with the Oracle, the Queen. I'm just like really good at like whatever your issue is. Like I have like my lawyer brain and I have like the cosmic woo-woo ancient mysticism wisdom too. And so it just makes for a really excellent advisory session. So let me know. Talk to you Earth Angels tomorrow, okay? I love you.